Brad Williams. Frugal Finance. Here's the sad fact, and I voice it over and over again. The credit reporting companies are absolutely incompetent. They are garbage dumps with very little responsibility in terms of in the product that they produce. And that is credit reporting, and it's pathetic. CFPB estimates $88 billion in medical bills on credit reports. Inaccurate medical billing data contaminates credit reporting system. There's nothing new here. And I just stated over and over and over again that you, as a consumer, you have to pull your credit report on a regular basis and check the incompetence of these credit reporting companies. And sadly, there are 3 different credit reporting companies. They can report different data. Now, are you compensated for taking your valuable time to correct the crap from these credit reporting companies who are making billions and billions of dollars? It's pathetic. Anyway, the CFPB released a report highlighting the complicated and burdensome nature of medical billing systems. Now, that is a subject all on its own. And I probably could go on and on and on how difficult it is to understand the games and the shenanigans and the complexity, the built-in complexity of medical billing. And they do it on purpose. Why? Well, so you give up. You go, I'm not going to spend the time to try to understand their codes and their subcodes and their subcode to subcode. It's all code driven. And last I heard, and I'm doing research as I make this particular video, last I heard there were 14,000 different codes. I don't know if that's subcodes. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. They do it on purpose. They need to just stop. I compare it to the accounting industry and the legal industry. And that is, they make up these accounting rules to ensure that accountants have jobs. The legal structure, they make it so complex to keep outsiders out. And that's just the way it is. None of this has to be that difficult, but they do it. Why? So they can ensure their profitability. It's all about money, and that's a sad fact. Trickles all the way down to these credit reporting companies. Now, clearly, the healthcare system within itself is a mess. So you can see if it's a mess at the very top of the pyramid, as it trickles down, the problems are going to escalate as they do. And you can see right here, the reports reveal that the U.S. healthcare system is supported by billing, payments, collections, and credit reporting infrastructure where mistakes are common and where patients often have difficulty getting these errors corrected or resolved. Yeah, again, you're guilty for something that they did. We've all faced it. It's not uncommon for someone with a recognized name. I can't imagine all the Tom Jones out there or Bob Smith, that there's millions of Tom Jones and Bob Smiths out there. You know, how often they have to go and look at their credit reports because another Tom Jones's information was inaccurately posted to their account. When it comes to medical bills, Americans are often caught in a doom loop between their medical provider and insurance company. Yeah, we know how pathetic these groups are. Any insurance company, yeah, they are pathetic. Today's report details how medical bills are often incurred through unexpected and emergency events, are subject to opaque pricing, and involve complicated insurance or clarity care coverage and pricing rules. In emergency situations, patients might not even sign a billing agreement until after receiving treatment. And in some cases, due to chronic illnesses or other injuries, people feel that they're forced into accepting any cost for treatment. Yeah. Emergency situations, that is just opaque. You don't know what's going on. And what are you going to do? Yeah, can you break out your little notepad and tell me what the cost of this particular treatment is as you're in the back of an ambulance? That's the problem in our industry. When those bills end up in collection, the repercussions can be far-reaching. Medical bills placed on credit reports can result in reduced access to credit, increased risk of bankruptcy, avoidance of medical care, and difficulty securing employment, even when the bill itself is inaccurate or erroneous. There's your problem. The report outlines how these repercussions are especially acute for people from Black and Hispanic communities, as well as people with low incomes, veterans, older adults, and young adults of all races and ethnicity. Is the system fair? In the end, among the other key findings about the inaccuracies and the lack of culpability in terms of the medical industry, the insurance companies, the credit reporting companies, medical debt affects tens of millions of households. Roughly 20% of households report that they have medical debt. The CFPB found that medical collections trade lines appear on 43 million credit reports. Yeah, medical collection, 43 million. All right. How many Americans are there? 320 million. Yeah, as of the second quarter of 2021, 58% of bills that are in collection and on people's credit reports are medical bills. Yeah. And COVID made it worse, and the medical debts affect household unevenly. You could see how predominantly this weighs on blacks, Hispanics, whites, and Asians. Medical debt weakens underwriting accuracy. Other research, the CFP has shown that medical billing data on credit reports is less predictive of future payments. Now, this goes into the impact. Medical debt weakens underwriting accuracy. Now, this was as of 2022, this report. Then in September of 2024, the administration saying, look, you cannot continue to throw this medical debt on the credit reporting when it's this inaccurate. So I haven't looked that deeply into, and I'm reporting on that as we speak because it's so new and I have a lot of other issues that I'm working on. I want to read whether this new practice, new law that states that medical debt cannot be reported on your credit report, whether there's workaround. And you know TransUnion and Equifax and Experian are always going to try to skirt the issue. So I'm waiting 6 months to see what the word is. The CFPB will act to ensure that the consumer credit reporting system is not used coercively against patients and their families to force them to pay questionable medical bills. Specifically, the CFPB saying they're going to hold credit reporting companies accountable. Well, they've been saying this forever. Federal law requires credit reporting companies to have reasonable procedures in place to ensure that medical debt on consumer report is accurate. This is just problematic for everyone. So now you, as a consumer, have to go all the way back and you're going to have to get a hold of the medical facility. Then you're going to say, well, what's the procedure and why was that and who okayed it? Then you're going to have to talk to the insurance company, and that is within itself a challenge because you don't know what the codes are. So now you're going to have to go online, and it's available, and it is an absolute friggin' nightmare to navigate. Last time I did this, and I don't know, it was for probably some reporting purposes or what have you. I learned a lot, but then if you don't use it, you lose it. So this was a long time ago, and the last I looked, there were 2 different coding. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm just use coding structures. There's another word. There's 2 different coding methodologies. And it's up to you to figure out what is what. Then you have to talk to the knucklehead who do this every day for the insurance company. And then you're going to have to get in this argument and say, no, I didn't do this. This was the right code and it's the wrong code. And then the pricing, okay? Because there could be 7 different levels of pricing depending on what group you're under. It is complex and they do it on purpose and they make life a real pain in the butt in terms of accuracy. So yeah, I point my finger at the reporting agencies, but you also have to go back to the insurance company. Now they're using AI to do this. So can you imagine talking to one of the robots? Yeah, that's where we're going, and it's pathetic. Or if you, the chance of speaking to an individual is getting worse and worse, and you're talking to a robot, you can see the problems they're going through. And the bottom line here is there are just endless errors, and there's so many different weak links. It could be you. It could be the insurance company. It could be the credit reporting companies. It could be the medical practitioner. It could be the prescription. It could be any number of weaknesses. And sadly, it's up to you to fix the problem, even though they may not be your problem. Sad to say, but this is where we are. 88 billion in medical bills. That's a large number. And you may be part of that, sadly. But anyway, let me know. Let me know what challenges you're facing. If you've gone through this quote unquote doom loop, and if you're trying to work through it, if you have any hint, what you did. What was successful? Did you give up? Let me know. Brad Williams, Frugal Finance. Thanks for watching. Hope that helped. See you soon.